Hello everyone, welcome to Redmen TV. It's the final word show. Liverpool beat Chelsea by 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. I am joined by Chris Pajak, by Andy Grant and by Si Fletcher for this one. Chris, it was ultimately a very hard fought 3 points for the Mighty Reds.
It was. I mean, you know, you don't get 3 points easily at Stamford Bridge. I know they haven't won a game there in the league this season, but...
just thought you couldn't help yourself. Yeah. Just going to chuck that one in there.
You've got to, haven't you?
Fact's a fact.
It was a tough game. I thought we played really well. To me, it looked like midweek travelling to Napoli caught up with us towards the end of the game, to be honest. And then it was just about, can you get 3 points out of this game? Can you hold on and not concede a second? And that's why Liverpool are a brilliant side, because they can now. Whereas I don't think in the past we would have been able to do that.
I agree. It's funny, Jurgen Klopp says it, Andy, in the post-match. He says, like, again, it's normal. They get the goal. It's the home crowd. They're all up. It becomes a bit of a cauldron, and we're having to defend. They're a good side. You know, we want Chelsea to be rubbish. We want this to be the end of Chelsea, and I think it will be eventually. Like, you know, I think they are on a decline, but you know, again, they're at home. They've got all the fans behind them. They've got all this stuff going for them. It was going to be a difficult end to the game, given they got the goal.
I think just saying it yourself, going to Stamford Bridge, it's always going to be a hard game. So I think the fact that it was a nervy last 10 minutes, you know, yeah, it wasn't nice to watch, but it's kind of to be expected. It's always going to be a tough game there. I think we just said then, you know, we rode it out well, got the 3 points, which is the only thing that matters really. So, yeah, just buzzing with it.
I think buzzing. How hard it became at the end overshadows how good we were in the first half. Yeah. The reason we were holding on to that lead is because we put ourselves in a great position by scoring 2 good goals in the first half. And then you'd always take being 2-0 up at 60 minutes on Stamford Bridge, and then they scored the goal. It made it a lot harder.
Were you lamenting us not scoring 3? We're lamenting not being 3-0 up against Chelsea away from home.
You can't expect to ever be 3-0 up against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. It hardly ever happens. We're in a great position, and then it did seem a lot harder than it was at the end. In the last 20 minutes or so, it was horrible.
Would you say it was nervy, but did you ever think they were going to get a second? I didn't
create that. It didn't create
I didn't feel like, you know,
really, did they?
I didn't. It was a bit nervy, but I didn't think. When they scored one, I didn't think we're going to either draw or lose this. It wasn't like
hacking stuff off the line and all that kind of stuff. But it was a bit. Me and Tom were discussing this. They got crosses into the boxes. The Mason Mount chance, which is a good opportunity, but not like a perfect opportunity. But they're throwing stuff in the box. I'm fine with that. You know, we've got Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip and Fabinho, all the best. Chuck crosses into the box and see what happens. And again, I said this on the instant match, Chris. If they'd had Giroud off the bench, it might have been a different story. But having Batshuayi there, he's not going to cause those kind of aerial problems. So as much as it was, I think we were all puckering because you know it can go against you. It wasn't the most back to the wall Liverpool have been. You know, it wasn't the most nervy. It just wasn't.
I think back to, like, you know, I think when you are back to the wall and all that type of stuff, what's the last 4 minutes? When 4 minutes gets put up, you're thinking to yourself, if it's back to the wall, that's a half 4 minutes. I don't remember them having an opportunity in those 4 minutes. I do remember us taking a free kick and pushing it down into their corner and having a little laugh around them and passing it round for a bit. That's what I remember from it. So, you know, for me, the hardest point for us was probably 75 to 85. And then after that, I thought that they realised they've given it their all and they're not going to be able to do this. And that last sort of 10 minutes from 85 to 94 was all right for us.
I think they were a bit unlucky that they had to make 2 subs in the first half. I'm not sure. Did Emerson get injured as well? Or was that a tactical?
Because he was a risk, wasn't he, for the game? Apparently,
And so they had the 2 injuries in the first half, so that meant that they only had 1 substitution to make. I think if they could have changed things around a little bit more, it might have been even harder for us.
But they're the risks that you take as a manager. You can say it's unlucky, but he decided to play Mason Mount and Emerson, both as risks. So if you get an injury, then you're not able to take off Mason Mount. So that's just all part and parcel of football and picking a side, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, Andy, you compare this week to this time last season when we played both sides. Chelsea, I thought at times were much better than us at Stamford Bridge. Obviously, Eden Hazard was brilliant that day, and we were awful against Napoli. A year on, I think we were the better side against Napoli, and we got done by refereeing decisions and a little bit of, obviously, a bit of a Virgil van Dijk brain fart. And then we've just gone and won. You know, it's not a last minute Daniel Sturridge screamer to bail a point out for us here. You know, we were 2-0 up at Stamford Bridge, and that for me has been really interesting this week because, okay, we didn't get a better result against Napoli, but the overall performances this week, just 1 year on, shows you how far we've come.
Yeah, and we all know what happened last time we got beat at Napoli. I don't think, all right, yeah, you want to win or at least get a draw there, but I'm not really too bothered at all about that result. And again, when comparing it to last season, it seems astonishing that we've just kind of maintained that level that we left last season with, and we've continued it, if not improved. Yeah. And it's just amazing to think that the level that these players are playing at, when again you compare it to Napoli last season when it was awful, probably one of our worst performances of the season, and then now I think a draw should have been a good result there. And then you go to Stamford Bridge, what just said, a tough ground to go to, and we get 3 points. I just think it's the team still shocks me just how the performance levels are just seem to keep rising. I'm just kind of...
It's the consistency that we play with, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
I think the worry coming out of the international break for me was, well, now the 2 games a week comes. Now can you get that level of consistency while you're dealing with it? You look at it, we're 2 games away from the next international break and we still have only won games. Imagine going into that international break, hopefully with a decent result against MP Dons, but also a decent rest for a lot of the lads. Go Sheffield United, is it? And then Leicester, and then all of a sudden, you could quite easily foresee us being on 24 points in the next international break, having won every Premier League game.
Isn't it mad though how if we don't win one of them games, it's bad, and it would be bad if we don't win one of them games because the stakes are just so high. But it's Sheffield United and Leicester. But
we've afforded ourselves for it
then
not
we've
to be
won
the end of the
17
world.
games in a row. So. Yeah. There's got to be
there's
surely we can't just win it.
Someone, I think it was Paul Tompkins, maybe was tweeting yesterday. He was like, even if we lost at Chelsea, we've still played 2 of the big 6 rivals. Manchester City have still only played 1 in Tottenham, haven't they? We've played Arsenal, we've played Chelsea,
and dropped points in that game.
And they've dropped points as well. So you look at what we're doing now, and I think on the whole, we've had harder games than City. We're 5 points ahead of them, and the Champions League group is what it is. We're not in as hard a group as we were last season on paper. So and we managed to get out of that by losing 3 games away from home. So I still
can't see us losing three times.
I don't either. So I'm looking at it now going, this is all rosy.
We give ourselves breathing room though. I think I get what you're saying. So it feels like it's constantly on a knife edge, the Premier League, but we've got that cushion now, and you wouldn't want us to see that be used up, because we saw what happened last season and everyone's heads fell off, and and it was a difficult time to be a Liverpool fan, which is insane to say when now that we know where the season went. But we've done this. We've allowed ourselves this. To have that lead at this point of the season already is boss. I want to get back onto the game in a second, but obviously the VAR stuff, I'll say it's the big talking point. It kind of isn't. I think people have tried to make the big talking point out of it, and the way that Frank Lampard's reaction, Chris, is being framed by the media, and that is Lampard's disappointed with VAR. He's disappointed because they celebrated and then it got taken away from them. He's not disappointed in the correctness of the decision, but I thought it was interesting. Obviously, we're partnered with The Athletic at the moment. And then we've got a great offer as well, obviously with theathletic.co.uk. But there's an article by Ollie Kay, which I think is really interesting, because this weekend has been very staunch against VAR, and it's useless because we've seen 2 very, very narrow decisions chalk goals off. We saw Son, where it was millimetres of him being offside, and now we've seen the one with, is it Mason Mount who's offside in our game, and he's basically talking about he's talking about the soul of the game. There's a quote here, and he said, the offside law was introduced to prevent goal hanging. It was not designed to prohibit runs like the one that Son made 9 seconds before Aurier's strike, or Mount made 13 seconds before Azpilicueta's. I want to get people's thoughts on this.
I agree with Ollie Kay. I don't like the introduction of VAR and how fickle it is, but equally, if the law's there, VAR is there to enforce the law. And so for me, the VAR decisions are right. There's no problem with that. It's the laws that probably need changing. As it stands, yeah, Ollie's right. It was as a preventative measure to stop people goal hanging, but you need to rewrite the law so it says that. Can you do that? Yeah. I don't know. Is there a better way? I'm not sure.
Where do you draw the line?
There's always going to be a line. That's the point.
There's going to be a line that's drawn somewhere.
Yeah.
So what you do, you maybe say if one of his feet is onside, then he's onside. Maybe that's the change that people are after.
Do you know what it is?
That's where the line is, and he's over the line.
It's speed cameras. It's speed cameras, and everyone gets pissed off with speed cameras because they get pissed off when they get caught by speed cameras. They're there, they're well advertised, and you go, well, I was only 1 mile an hour over or 2 miles an hour over. Well, what's the limit there? We're pissed off because in years gone by, you could have a busy pulls you over, and you go, oh, hey, mate, do us a favour, I was dying for a shit. Or, you know, oh, I really had to get to the hospital because my wife is sick, blah, blah, blah. And he'd go, oh, go on, you scamp, on your way, you know, and you might get lucky. Whereas technology makes it black and white. And for me, I don't know what your thoughts, Andy, but for me, I'm not asked about the offside stuff because it's as close to, it's basically a binary decision. You're either offside or you're not. I have no major issue with it in that regard.
The two things for me is, one, I think if they're going to introduce VAR for the offsides, I think where it's become such a big debate, it's why can you then go back and look at offsides, but yet you're not looking at when people are bringing people down in the box. I think that's the annoying thing. If you've got this technology, why can't you see when the one with Matip when he was like rugby tackled down to the... Yeah. So there's that, but I might come to regret this if Liverpool are on the bad end of the VAR decision, but is it me? But I like a bit of controversy, do you know what I mean? Look, you talk about the ghost goal, the Chelsea game, you know, I think it's good to have that little bit of, you know, oh yeah, but I should never have stood it.
No one was crying arse in the media
It's...
when Liverpool's shot against Man City, or the goal was disallowed because it didn't cross the line by, what was it, like 11 millimetres or whatever, because people can look at that and go, the problem is VAR is such a wide encompassing system and it's got loads of flaws to it, but I don't see, I get what Ollie Kay is trying to do, and in the spirit of the game, the fact that you're talking like 90 seconds, 2 minutes waiting for this decision to be undone. It'll be swings and roundabouts, I'm sure, that these things will go against us. But you look at the Liverpool fans celebrating. Yes, we've taken a celebration away from Chelsea fans, but the away end looked amazing when that decision comes through.
Like, I'm scared for it to happen to us because it's not really.
And it will.
We've not happened to us. Like, I'm trying to think, it hasn't. We've not had a proper kind of...
Not this season. We've had the West Brom stuff where it ruined the game in the Cup a couple of years ago.
It ruined the game, but it actually worked in our favour in that game. We got a penalty because of it, and I think they got a goal disallowed, didn't they? But it was still, that was an absolute shit show.
I look at it and I think to myself, that's just not footy for me. And that's where it comes down to. And there's no... I know that the decisions are right. I understand that. And yet... emotionally, I can't get behind it, and maybe I should be able to, but I just can't.
I think the offside stuff has been the best thing about VAR. I think the penalty stuff, again, that's been a shit show. The penalties, there are blatant penalties not being given and stuff. But the offside, similar to goal line technology, it's a band.
It's fixed the problem that we weren't really that arsed about. Is the problem?
Yeah, that's the issue. The questions are wrong, and they've given answers to them. When you look at that goal, right, and no one in the stadium had any clue why or who was offside. No. Why couldn't it just say Mason Mount was offside in the build-up?
They had it on the screen, so you
They didn't though.
At Chelsea,
they didn't.
You can see it on the screen.
I seen Lampard looking at the screen for something.
Yeah, they showed it
during
on the screen.
it or 2 minutes afterwards.
I don't know. As it
because
was
they were saying it wasn't happening. And then I've seen people moaning on Twitter that it wasn't there, and they didn't show those.
But even that though, like, not every ground's got a TV screen.
Yeah. Well, us and United are the ones in the Premier League that don't.
You can see. I think you're right. I don't know whether they had it while it was ongoing, but they definitely, once the decision was made, they showed the picture with the lines because you could see it in the coverage. Because again, as McQuestion looks up and shakes his head. Oh yeah.
And here's the other thing, right? This is the problem for me. It's the unintended consequences of bringing a rule or a law like this into. So, for example, it's what 13 seconds before. I would say nobody thought that Mason Mount was offside in that ground, and it took 65 seconds of camera work to work out that he was. And actually, at that point, no one was asked that he was offside because no one knew.
Yeah. Well, no Liverpool player put his hand up, did they?
It's the flaw of the offside stuff is that you're asking one man on one side of the pitch to judge a line that runs the full length of the pitch. If the line was on the other side, he probably does flag up for it because we've seen that happen. We saw things be flagged. The linesmen, if they missed stuff, again, I'm not a big fan of the purity and the spirit of the game and all that kind of stuff with the VAR stuff. But I find it very difficult to argue with if it's off, the linesman should
the right decision.
Exactly, and I get it because what we all want is the subjective decisions being made better, and I understand what they're doing, and they definitely need to fine tune that. But like that's human error that's corrected there.
But would you say though, if you say VAR, say it potentially could go away again next year, would you have it that in the, you know, you're gonna have half the decisions go your way, half not go your way? I mean, was anyone that bothered about the offside before? Like, no, I don't know.
You accept stuff, don't you? And again, this is the problem with it. It's like the football purists versus the rule purists or whatever. and you're right, is that we just got on with it because we accepted. We were accepting of football's faults because it's all part of the game. We've all grown up playing footy with no linesman in Sunday League, or you've got some fella just holding a flag and doing it. You've got no fucking clue. You know, none of us grew up playing proper offsides. You'd never play an offside.
And I just think as well,
but
when
if Liverpool are going to play like they do, then I'm glad that the offside.
Well, Liverpool play like they do because of it. I think.
Exactly.
But I just think what the annoying thing is you can look back and you could argue that teams might not have won the league or certain cups if this law had been into effect.
How good is it when a decision goes your way that wasn't a thing? City in the Champions League quarter-final get a goal disallowed for offside that wasn't offside. That's brilliant.
That'll never happen again.
Like you just said, the ghost goal Garcia, if that wasn't over the line, good. Better. It's not having a decision your way, and so I don't want to moan that much when
it's just you know what it is. It's changing the Facebook layout. This, you know, I go through me on this day on Facebook, and every now and again, it's just like, God, I can't stand the new Facebook layout. You know, and you just moan about stuff, and then within like 3 months,
you get used to it.
You forget what it looked like. And that's the problem.
I do just like that. It's a good talking point, isn't it? It's I don't know.
I also have no trust that they're getting the right point when they're drawing the line.
That was my big thing yesterday.
There's like, how many frames a second are them cameras on? 60 or something. Depends where the foot is on the ball.
And also,
like when
surely...
I've seen them earlier this season where I'm like, yeah, but I can do that myself and go on another like 3 frames and it's still touching his foot.
It's almost still human error, isn't it? Because where you're putting the line from, their body part, it's like, it can still be...
Yeah. Like that Raheem Sterling one, was it his armpit hair that Ollie Kay suggested when he was offside?
The thing about that one is that we watched it. The second they put the lines up, we were sat there and went, he's offside. And we just went, okay, you know what I mean? And that's the thing of it. When I get the super fine margins, offside, if we're just saying offside's offside, I don't see what the big deal is. But like I said, we don't want VAR for that. We want clamping down on stupid fouls and divers and all that kind of stuff. The stuff that's corrupting the game. Yeah. This is just tightening things up a bit.
Did they used to be gaining an advantage in one of the rules?
Yeah, there was like it was daylight, wasn't it? An advantage was given to the attacker for a while.
So like, I'm not sure Mount really got an advantage for that. And as such, I actually like, I know he's offside, and I the decision is correct, but I also don't think he's really got an advantage by playing that.
That then makes it a subjective decision, though, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And that confuses things even more. Yeah. As I say, you've got to draw the line.
Every time they change the law to be, you've got to give advantage to this, or you made it slightly blurry, and they've done it time and time again. The next season, the response was always through the season, offside is offside. Let's just go back to, if you stood in an offside position, let's not bother with second phases of play and all that kind of stuff. In the original offside rules that we grew up with, they had 2 men offside. I think it's Tammy Abraham stood about 10 yards offside in the middle of it. Having someone in an offside position would have just made the whole thing offside. So everyone's got problems with it because everyone's got their own understanding of what the rules are. I don't mind this too much ultimately, but I mean, particularly because of Liverpool. I had the gold shorts off, it was great. Anyway, head over to theathletic.co.uk and check out that article from Ollie Kay. It's theathletic.co.uk/Redmen News is one of the codes we've got.
Redmen TV for this one, yeah.
And Redmen TV as well. And you get 50% off your yearly subscription fee, and it's free for the first month as well. Home with some amazing writing, including this, but obviously loads of Liverpool stuff from James Pearce and Cy Hughes as well. Right, let's get back into the game then, because I thought we started the game with real intent there. I think the archetypal Liverpool game, I think, has been to feel out first halves of footy, and I wonder whether the game plan was just to try and win the game in the first 20 minutes of both halves in this game.
It felt like it, and I don't know whether that was to do with the fact that when Chelsea have played well this season, they've played well towards the back end of games, and I wonder if there was this thinking from Klopp and the management team of, let's just try and get this done and put to bed as early as possible, and whether actually as well, I think maybe Klopp realised that 70, 75, 80 minutes in, the team might start flagging a little bit from the travels, because even compared to every other team that's played, you know, we've done a lot of travelling so far. We've obviously had Napoli, we've obviously had Istanbul, now Chelsea have had that as well, but had a home game, didn't they, midweek in the Champions League. So we've done a lot of travelling so far, and we've had players who have been away all over the place. So I think Klopp realised that this was going to be potentially the hardest game from this run of games, and as such wanted to get it done dusted early.
Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because Andy, I guess kind of capitalised on the situation that both teams are in. Maybe a little bit fatigued. I think they took a couple more gambles on fitness of players and what have you. And if the expectation is that Liverpool are going to be a bit reserved, then you maybe look to catch them cold and just go at them straight from the off.
Yeah, and I think when teams are now playing against Liverpool, they know it's going to be just a tough game throughout the whole. I'm thinking if a manager is setting up against us, you're kind of thinking, are they going to come out 20 minutes and blast us? Do we have to kind of play for the long time, for the long game? And I think that's the thing that this Liverpool team have done now. They can kind of have 20-minute bursts to start the game off and try and put it to bed. But actually, as well that they're going to be that constant threat throughout the whole game. Yeah. I think coming up against Liverpool now, what managers, they must just think, at what part of the game do we need to kind of shut up shop a little bit? What part of the game is going to be the most dangerous? Because again, the first 20 minutes they were great.
It was how well we won the ball back in that first half. Was brilliant. We didn't give them a second on the ball from the front to the defence. And any time they got the ball, just won it back and then just started recycling the possession again. Just took our time. We were patient. And then Trent's goal just opens the game up again.
It's funny because it's a game where I thought we played really well, but we took the lead through 2 set pieces, Chris, and we did this against Arsenal as well. We've got so many ways we can beat you. And that first one, like Trent Alexander-Arnold, I thought was brilliant. Matip got man of the match in the coverage, didn't he? I think there was a couple of shots there, but for me, I thought Trent was probably my favourite performance on the day. And the one thing this game's lacking, his goals, and actually arguably defensive stuff. But I thought defensively, I thought he was brilliant at times. And then again, it's a vintage Steven Gerrard / John Arne Riise strike from the free kick.
It is, and I'm doing the stats and tactics show later, and I'm actually doing it on Liverpool set pieces because from what I could count, I think there was 6 short set pieces from 8. So we always moved the ball before we whipped the ball in, apart from 2 corners where we did whip it in. And I thought that was something that Klopp and the team had obviously highlighted. You can see it on the Firmino goal more than the Trent goal, but it's a little back heel to Robbo, innit? And their entire line moves back a yard towards their goal, and you're thinking, that's strange. And I wonder whether that was something that they picked up on. But the movement of the ball, I don't think anybody really thought Henderson was going to kick it. But then equally, I didn't think Salah was going to be back heeling it to Trent. Yeah. So, and then, no one reacted. In fact, the quickest person to react is Matip getting his head out the fucking way. Yeah. But the strike is as good as you're going to. I couldn't believe it. It
absolutely bamboozled them, didn't it? They had no idea. Really clever, really well worked. Well thought out, well thought out as well. But it needs Trent with that amazing finish to make it.
It's mad because that type of free kick, I've referenced this a few times, it's a proper mid-noughties free kick. It's kind of faded out the game, hasn't it? Everyone tried them for a while, they became on vogue for a bit, and then people learned to deal with them. And it's interesting because when the foul happens, Andy, I think all of us watching it went, it's a bit too close, that. It's a bit too close to get it over the wall. And go, we'll stick it under the wall. And Trent actually referenced it, he went, it was too close. I didn't know whether we were going to jump, so I couldn't put it under. And I just said, yeah, just roll it to me and I lit it. And it's another example, we keep having these, and the players keep revealing this, of them making these decisions on the pitch.
Well, yeah, Klopp said, they go through all, and you could see how happy he was that it was a training ground move that had now worked in real time. But then I was interested to hear Klopp say that, look, the lads, we've practiced various situations, and then the lads at the time will go, what, let's do this. And it's just great to see, you've got a 20-year-old there making a decision to say, what, I'll take this, I'll just knock it. And it's just,
top goal scorer and captain, and lads, just pass the ball to me, and I'm gonna smack it.
That's what's so good about this team now. I think you've really got to nitpick to find anything wrong with each performance and the play in general. To find anything bad, you're proper nitpicking, aren't you, to think of anything bad to say about the whole team.
I thought
Joe Gomez could have got it up and down, by the way.
On FIFA.
It shows how much Trent's earned that trust. Trent's earned that trust 20 times over to be able to do that, because he's proved time and time again. Yeah. He scored free kicks for us, his delivery was spot on all the time, and then that's just another example.
I loved how up for the game he was. He was, physically very, very strong. I didn't see him shy away from anything. Shoulders, and look, Mason Mount being over there is obviously a bit of a point for him to prove. Look, I've been playing in the Premier League while you were playing in the Championship, son. Well, don't come to me and try and think you're better than me. But I thought he was great. There's one moment where
he got done once, didn't he, with like a bit of like a little spin. Yeah,
and he's look, he actually breaks the line, doesn't he, when Tammy Abraham runs through. He's I think he's the one who's offside for that one. But like all told, you know, when we think about him being a bit lightweight or whatever, he doesn't. He just looks more physically commanding.
He loves the battle, doesn't he? And he seems to do it more and more. And it seems to be the better the team he's playing against, the more he seems to be up for that battle. And I love him to watch it. The emotion when he scored that goal as well.
Yeah.
You just see it. He done like a scream, and you just seen him let it out. And then when they're taking the kick off and everyone gets settled back into the position, you just see him. He was stood there and he was like, he took like a big deep breath out, like, all right, now relax, back to it, and he looked like, yeah, okay, that was amazing. But
not sure about the goal celebration.
What was that about, the celebration?
He put a hashtag, something or other, Volta Football or something on his Instagram, I believe.
Well, but didn't Jadon Shaqiri get in trouble for doing that celebration? Yeah, I'm not cool with that, like, but fantastic free kick. As mentioned, I mentioned before there, Chris, they have a little spell, don't they? Trent obviously plays them on side. Tammy Abraham goes through. It goes back to the offside thing, doesn't it? We are clearly putting our hands. We're putting our faith in the technology for offside, which is great until someone doesn't hold the line.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it, for Matip and Van Dijk, because you really are trusting that Trent's watching the line, and he was, to be fair. It was less than probably by the time he'd made the step up. It's a great run by Tammy Abraham. You've got to give him credit for that. It's a great through ball as well. Fortunately, we've probably got the second best goalkeeper in the league in our net at the moment, which is mad because he's fucking boss.
Yeah,
he's absolutely brilliant, and he seems he's a bit like. I'm hesitant to say, but he's a bit like David De Gea, and he likes to save the ball with his legs and his feet more than his hands, I think, doesn't he? And you get to him and you're like, he's probably just going to save that. Oh, he saved it, sounds, yeah, no problem. Like,
it's mad. I just have zero expectations of him. Like, if we go 1-on-1, I actually just expect it to go in. So when he saves stuff or catches stuff, or does anything good, it's just a massive bonus. We've got a lad who's fulfills a role, doesn't he?
How good was that catch when he needs Tammy Abraham as well? That's brilliant goalkeeping.
That's like 1920s goalkeeping.
It's because he's got his knee up. I'm sure I've seen that move on Street Fighter, just without the catching of the ball.
Yeah.
If he'd done some of those saves though with Napoli and Chelsea, if it was Alisson, we'd be going, wow, that's why we paid the big money for him.
Yeah, we're getting this big Alisson chance.
Do you know what I mean? He's that 1-on-1 as well. I think, was it 0-0 at the time?
Yeah, Tammy Abraham we're 1-0 up at that, and there's that he goes clean through, and it's a very Pepe Reina save actually. You know, he makes himself big, goes down, but kind of stays up.
Doesn't like go towards him, just goes.
It's a bit of a shit finish. Abraham should probably do a little bit better, especially the form he's in. But Adrian makes it hard for him. He's so quick off his line. He makes Abraham make the decision quicker than he wants to, and that makes him the back finish.
And his kicking's much improved over the last month and a half.
A couple of little dinks over to the fullback.
That dink over Tammy Abraham's dangerous as fuck, and you've got to love it. Like, you've got to love it.
Laughing your head off of this lad we got on a free, who was going to be playing for Valladolid this season. For, you know, just to make sure he had enough money to pay the mortgage, and now he's dinking the ball over Tammy Abraham at Stamford Bridge and being our number one.
I'm waiting for him to be shit, because he's meant to be. Like, he was training in like a 4th division Spanish team's ground, wasn't he, on his own? And then Liverpool go and sign him from nowhere, and look at him. Yeah. Fantastic.
Look at him now playing fucking piggy in the middle at Stamford Bridge with Tammy Abraham.
Absolutely incredible. We've talked about the VAR stuff, but just chronologically, obviously.
We've talked about Tyler though, have you?
No, God, actually no, we didn't. Actually, Martin Tyler, I don't think he gets any joy from life anymore. I don't think he enjoys his job. I wondered if he thinks it's his new... You know, I've referenced Eminem a few times off camera today, but you know, Eminem changed his rap style. Now he just doesn't rap anything like he used to in the first few albums. Like, something happened that made him change his commentary style. Like, give it a bit of beans, Martin. Like, this 20-year-old lad just smack one in the top bin off a free kick. Like, I'd go back and show him all his commentary from the noughties and go, does he need Andy Gray? You know,
he hates Liverpool, doesn't he?
He must do.
You can tell he doesn't like Liverpool.
But he used to say,
some belter commentaries on Liverpool goals back in the day.
You know, I've heard Martin Tyler commentary go for it.
Makes it, you know, if you are watching it makes the goal better as well. Good commentary, doesn't it? So it is a bit. Come on.
Peter Drury's great. Yeah. Isn't he? Like when he goes on like these mad like monologues and stuff like that, he's great, and you can tell he buzzes off it. Like,
he's probably got some sort of Game of Thrones reference, isn't he? You know, throw in there, or some sort of War and Peace. quote that he can throw in to describe how good Trent was. Yeah, let's just have more piece of drawing in our lives. I'd be made up with that. But Martin Tyler needs to just retire because...
Oh, it's got in.
Yeah. Oh, it's a goal for Alexander-Arnold.
To be honest with you.
Oh my God! Yeah, and he goes, and he uses the right words, but just
no enthusiasm at all.
Oh my God! He scored a goal again. What am I still doing here? Why am I still alive?
That's my accumulator gone.
Yeah, it's terrible. Anyway, yeah, they score, they celebrate. The VAR happens. It's brilliant. And then we go down the other end. We get the second, second goal. Well. But it was that moment. Me and Tom were in the studio, Chris, and I just wouldn't it be hilarious if we just scored now while everyone's still fuming about it, and then lo and behold we did, and that is exactly what that half was just it's perfect because of it.
It is, and again it comes down to that the free kick was brilliant, and how Bobby's got that much space, I don't know, but I don't know whether it's something this Liverpool side just does. They just take advantage of situations and times during games, and it felt like, to be honest, as soon as they didn't score, I was like, we're going to go down the other end and score before we'd even taken the free kick. Yeah. Because that's just what this Liverpool side do nowadays. They just take advantage of situations.
It's atrocious to defending, like what's he putting Firmino just on the penalty spot on his own. No one's even near him. And then when you've got someone like Robertson who can just put the ball on a postage stamp.
Mane's run makes that space for him, I think.
Yeah.
I think as well, that's the maturity of this Liverpool team now. They're knowing when to take advantage of situations, you know what I mean? Straight after they've had that disallowed goal, it's the perfect time to score. And it's that, like you say, maturity that this team has got now. Not only are we better than you, but we know the exact time to strike and it's when it's going to hurt you most. And that was the most pleasing thing. I think we are taking advantage of these opportunities now.
There was loads of great little moments in the game. Mentioned Trent's physicality, Jordan Henderson just winding up Jorginho. You know, he did not, and he does a little pull on the shirt, he turns and snaps on him, and Hendo's just like, yeah, on what, mate? And he was doing it all game. They're the little things, I think. I remember...
What was the ref doing, though, with the fucking yellow cards for the time wasting
and
stuff?
Yeah, like...
How's that allowed?
Adrian time wastes, so he bollocks him, and then he tells Jordan Henderson, like, no more, and he goes, fine. And then Trent takes a couple of extra seconds over the throw-in, and Trent's like, I've not done anything. It's mad. Like, and they said he's taking one for the goalkeeper there. That's not a thing.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
No, that's just genuinely not how it's like, oh, he said something bad about me in the tunnel before, so, you know, it's like, no, that's not.
And that's what I mean. That's what my problem is with the VAR thing, although it's got nothing to do with it, but it's like, how can you tighten up so one part of the game so much, but then something like that happens? It's like
there's
the human error side of it, but then
referees are, I think, is the problem. And ultimately, you know, until we get robot referees who just get everything brutally, like, no one's going to be happy. But that's utter bollocks. How can you possibly?
It's like me getting your second yellow and getting sent off. You've got a yellow card. I make a yellow card tackle and get a second yellow and a red for something you've done. It's like, that's not how it works, bud.
But the thing is, we can sit and laugh about it, but if Trent puts in a good shot, the referee removes Trent's ability to take a yellow card. Because we saw a couple of them, we saw Fabinho take one, a really good one. Yeah, brilliant, really good yellow.
And he did it for long enough that they didn't even have an advantage anymore. Because they did have the advantage, and because he just held on to his legs, he was like, I can't even take a quick free kick here.
Absolutely fantastic. But that was the problem with it, Si, is that, and I'm glad it didn't end up being an issue because we'd have more reason to be angry about it. But it might do
still.
Well, yeah, if he picks up 5 yellows.
Yeah, exactly. And what if he misses a big game because of that? It is genuinely a stupid thing that should have been rescinded.
Yeah, we were time wasting, like.
Oh yeah, and I love that. And I love that. But you take it in turns. That's what you do.
Yeah. Trent always takes a while on his throw-in, doesn't he? And I know we've spoke to Gronemark about it, and he said, I think he said something along the lines of, would you rather he takes an extra 5 seconds and it goes to a Liverpool player, or he takes it quickly and we end up losing possession? It makes sense why he does it. We've got a throwing coach, he's being coached to do it, but he does always take a while. Maybe the ref thought that was him time wasting, like.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm certain he was. I'm certain we were taking every second out of that game possible, but you're dead right. It's got the mutually exclusive situations. You've got to warn Trent. And then you've got it, and then if he persists with it,
just straight away, wasn't it? Just pretty much straight away, booked him.
Yeah, absolute bollocks.
But it was when he was talking to Hendo in the middle of the pitch, he's going, and there. It's like, yeah, but they're all different players, mate. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's not right.
You may as well just book Henderson.
Yeah, exactly. Book Jordan Henderson because he's not telling them to speed up. Yeah, that would be slightly more acceptable. Trent's got. not Trent's fault that Adrian took fucking ages and pissed him off. Like, yeah.
I love the fact that when Hendo had finished that, the camera was sort of still on him and it was still on the ref. And as he walked away, he went to Adrian, what are you up, mate? It's like, yeah, we know this is not going to happen. Like, but this is the thing, Chelsea have been the worst against us for time wasting for years. Of all the fucking teams, it's Southampton, West Brom and Chelsea.
Ashley Cole letting the ball hit his chest for the throw and run down his body. Trent went to do that, by the way. There was one a bit later on, like where he'd already had the booking, and it was being messed around with a bit, and he took a well to it, and he threw it at Trent, and he let it hit him, and then he clearly went, "Oh shit! Shit! got it quick!"
It's so good that we're doing that because we're boss and we're using every trick in the book.
Well, I was going to say it's like classic Man United. There's so many similarities between the best Man United sides and obviously the best Liverpool sides of the days gone by, but the ones that we will remember, we grew up watching, the needle, the shithousery, the time wasting, all that stuff. They're just marginal games that you add to a brilliant side, and we're amazing at them. Absolutely adore it. The second half, Chris, I thought we came up, once again, just like the first half, came up really, really, really good. Roberto Firmino has a good chance, doesn't he?
Was that the volley sort of backstay?
Yeah. The thing that I think the player was probably most disappointing for me on the day was probably Mo Salah.
Yeah, I thought he was poor actually. I think he got into good positions. I really liked Tomori. I thought he was brilliant.
Good, yeah, he was, yeah.
I thought he was superb for them. But I'm disappointed in Mo because he probably had 4 or 5 one-on-ones with that lad wide where you want him. And every single time he went exactly where everyone thought he was going to go, including the defender that he was up against. I just thought he was a little wasteful on the day, to be honest with you.
It was a decision making. Like it takes it that way and runs into a player, or he plays the wrong ball, or he tries to beat someone when he can't beat him, and he should have played the pass. It was unlike him.
He was willing and he was working hard.
Yeah.
And even towards the end, he was tracking back. So there's no issues with his application.
Oh God, no.
It was more just around from the first moment. Van Dijk played a crossfield ball to him. He miscontrolled it and it went out. And it was kind of just like that.
It was quite lazy, that wasn't it? It was like he was expecting it to just hit his foot and then he's away.
It was a bit of a thankless game for him at times, wasn't it? Because that was the ball we played.
It shouldn't have been a thankless game because if you'd have asked him at the start of the game and said to him, right, we're going to get you one-on-one with the ball at your feet 5 times against this young centre-half, he'd go brilliant. That's not a thankless, that's exactly what he wants from the game. It was just that he wasn't able to beat him. Yeah,
I think, exactly. But that's what I mean. We pumped the ball into the channel for him to chase, and that was our out ball. That was how we gave ourselves a little bit of time to think or whatever. So we played a bit more wingerish, didn't he? He was running down blind alleys a lot because, I say the lad had a really, really good game against him. His pace was nullified because the lad was as fast as him, so it wasn't the asset that it's been. But he has that one, doesn't he, where he in the first half he leaves him on his arse, and yeah, it didn't click for him. You're right. He's allowed to have a game when he's not amazing.
And again, it comes back to it. Like we keep on saying it, don't we? We're all made up with this squad, but you fucking best goal scorer over the last 2 years as a terrible game against Chelsea away, and you still win.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You're nitpicking, aren't you, to be like, Salah never played great. It's like, we still won 2-1.
I don't think Mane was great either.
No, our 2 best players, our 2 best goal scorers.
Firmino was the best of the 3. Firmino wasn't unbelievable in the game, but he was the best of the 3. I thought the 2 of them.
But how different is it? When Suarez had a bad game, we never won.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now you're talking 2 of them. Mane, Salah weren't great. You're still away at Chelsea getting 3 points. It's fucking great.
No, absolutely.
And Salah's assist was fantastic. That back heel.
Yeah. One thing that I thought we missed a little bit, potentially, and we've seen the limits of the squad for where we are in the season, was Divock Origi, because once again we were in a situation where not so much pressing on to win the game like we were in Napoli. 20 minutes to go. You could see it needed freshening up a little bit. Brewster's on the bench, but I don't think we were ever likely to use him unless we were cruising with time to go in that game.
Or maybe we're getting beaten. You're like, go on, little roll of the dice, go on. Maybe he can ride the crest of a wave and making his debut against his old team or something like that. But when you're getting beaten, you need someone to hold the ball up when you're trying to keep hold of it. It just wasn't the game for Brewster. Brewster will play on Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. It just felt, one of those situations when Chris that I don't think we trust. I mean, obviously we end up bringing Milner on, don't we? We push Wijnaldum onto the left wing for a bit. It tells you where we're at in terms of the pecking order for the front three once again, because he's not trusted Oxlade-Chamberlain there. He's not trusting Shaqiri in this game. He's not trusting Brewster. I wonder whether he might have trusted Origi, because he's obviously the senior guy. It did look like taking Mane off was a fine decision, but we stunted what we were going to offer up front.
It was the timing of that substitution that I thought was strange, because hadn't they just scored when we made the substitution or something? And I did wonder, I think they mentioned it in commentary as well, like, well, I'm surprised he just did that. And I was the same. I was like, oh, I'd have given that a couple of minutes and maybe just made sure that was the right decision. As it stands, you know, Milner comes in, gets a yellow card a couple of minutes later, didn't really have a bad game, and I thought Wijnaldum improved for going on the left-hand side, but
until the point where 5 minutes later his legs fell off and there's nothing left to give in the man.
Origi would have been the substitution there, and I think you might have seen Firmino go left and Origi try and hold the ball up a little bit, maybe.
It's the way Origi can get his foot on the ball and just use his pace. He could drive 20 yards up the pitch and then keep hold of it. He probably would have come on to Lallana substitution baffled me at the time. I was just like, I can't believe he just took Henderson off for Lallana. I mean, it ended up being fine. We got the 3 points.
How long was it when he came on the lineup? Because I was thinking, what is...
Probably
probably
about 80-ish.
Yeah, was it even? Was it, I thought it was.
You know, the one time I sound awful forever, even contemplating doubting Klopp. But the one thing I just didn't understand was letting Harry Wilson go. I thought maybe yesterday not bring him on, but someone like that, I think when I look at the bench and when you are looking to bring on a midfielder, I just think he offers much more than, say, Shaqiri or Lallana.
Well, we don't even know what the hell's going on with Shaqiri at this point, and he keeps coming out and doing these really positive interviews about how he's excited, it's going to be a great season, and we're going to work really hard and fight. And you're like, you must be buzzing, mate. There must be, he must be absolutely made up, but he's nowhere near the team, is he?
He did do an interview saying, I'm obviously happy. I'm not happy at the minute because I'm not playing games. He did say that the other day, but yeah, it's...
I'd rather Shaqiri than Lallana any day of the week.
And my only thinking on that is, we've seen it a couple of times with Lallana, is that he's just definitely playing midweek, isn't he? And Klopp just obviously must think...
Surely Shaqiri is though as well.
But maybe just physically thinks Lallana just needs 10 minutes, 10 minutes on the pitch just to...
Being 2-1 up at Stamford Bridge when you're under the cosh isn't the time to be giving players 10 minutes to try and get some minutes
especially
in the legs.
Lallana, I know he's right, but we did this in the derby last season, didn't we? We put Lallana on centre forward with 10 minutes to go in the derby, and everyone went, what the fuck is he doing here? And then the next game he played Bournemouth at home and he was brilliant.
He reminds me, he's turning into more like Harry Kewell. Lallana, Harry Kewell, they just seem to be the same player.
I think the plan for bringing Lallana, because he obviously...
I don't think Lallana's a massive shithouse, by the way, so that's what the one...
Gini had been playing left wing and he moved Lallana to left wing, didn't he? He can do a similar role to Gini in the fact that he can get his foot on the ball and kind of shield it and keep hold of it. He'll probably always play a pretty safe pass.
He's gone with lads he can trust in a clutch situation there, hasn't he? He's all he's done, but it does make you wonder a little bit. You know, one of the criticisms of the transfer business, Chris, was that we didn't get someone else for the front three, just one more lad, and we were, oh no, it'll be fine because Brewster's come in to replace Sturridge. Well, Daniel Sturridge came on in that game. I know we needed a goal, so the circumstances are different. But it's like that game's come a week too soon, I reckon. You know, like after the MK Dons game, there's every chance Brewster is used in those kind of situations.
Yeah, you'd have to build up that trust whether you sign someone or not, though. Yeah. That's the other thing, isn't it? I think, you know, I do wonder about the Harry Wilson thing as well, Andy, but also, having watched Klopp for the last 3 years, when it is crunch situations, he does bring Milner on, he does bring Lallana on, and I don't think he'd ever bring Wilson on in that situation anyway. But... And that's probably why he probably realises that when it gets to it, I'm going to go to be tried and trusted. So what's the point in having Wilson there?
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of tried and trusted, Kante's boss, isn't he?
He really irritates me.
He's so good at football.
He's so fucking good and he's so fucking annoying because of it. He's just like a bad smell. You just can't get rid of the little shit bag. Yeah. And it's like, you're looking at him after that first 45 minutes. I thought we'd done a really good job. And he gets more tired and better. And then he's blown out of his arse after the goal. He can't even run back. And he just gets better and better.
He was out for this game, wasn't he? He was out for this game.
He's not played for a month. Not played footy for a month. Yeah. And then just comes into this game, he's the best player on the
field. I was gutted that when the team came out that he was on it, and he proved it. He proved why Lampard.
He's not meant to score that goal, though.
No.
Like, at no point
if you watch Firmino, it's kind of he jockeys him and he thinks, all right, yeah, he's gone through, but it's like, it's almost, you think, Kante's great as he is, he's not got that in his locker, he's not going to shoot, and then all of a sudden, just things.
It was probably a bit too easy for him to get through.
That's what I mean. Firmino almost thinks like I'm jockeying him, but then he almost thinks, well, he's not going to shoot, and he just goes past a little bit too easy, and then all of a sudden...
You're probably thinking, Chelsea have got a better chance of scoring if I accidentally foul him than I have letting him run because it's Kante. What's he going to do? It defies physics and biology that he's even able to shift his body to kick it in that direction.
It's the ball's in his feet. Like he hasn't really got the ball out of his feet, and
it's like a glitch in the matrix.
It was a bit like the Ronaldinho goal he scored at Chelsea, when he just kind of towed it on the edge of the box. It was
absolutely ridiculous. What a great player. Anyway, unlucky he lost. One of the things I really like.
I tell you what, though, there's not many players that would improve Liverpool, but he absolutely is one of them.
Yeah, 100%. Chris, Andy Robbo's last minute run was absolutely everything I needed in my life. Under the pressure, last minute of the game, and he just burst through the team. Draws the fact. Actually, we could be play on as well. We could have a good go on the counter attack. Glorious. And then the game's done because Andy Robbo takes a minute out of the game by running with the ball.
It's just like, it's Tom Hanks, isn't it, all over, from the most famous Tom Hanks film ever.
Which is called?
Which I can't remember.
Forrest Gump. So he's big. It's the Biff on the piano in
just
Big.
Fucking running it, and he just fucking goes, and he's still going.
It's Joe versus the volcano all day. He's brilliant. Absolutely love him to bits. Massive 3 points and so many new shiny records for us. 15 wins on the bounce.
7 away wins on the bounce.
Klopp's got the most points after 150 games of any Liverpool manager ever.
Points or wins?
Points, I believe.
Okay, just because loads of managers played with 2 points for a win.
I think it's made so it's 3 points for a win. Right. I think so.
Either way, let's just briefly look at some of the matches from the weekend. Then Leicester beat Spurs 2-1.
Harry Kane's goal was good though, wasn't it?
Insane, absolutely insane. His dedication to kicking the ball in the net.
Like 15 yards, he's going flying for, and then he still manages to. Oh, it's great.
I think what the amount of times I've done that running pissed. And it never ends well, and he somehow managed to turn that situation into a goal. Fair play to him. But Spurs though, Andy, they're
the best shit team in the league, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it? Because you're looking at that league table now and you're thinking, well, even before this weekend's games, you're kind of looking already at the gap that's starting to form, and then you see the result and you're thinking, United's the so-called top 6. Again, it's just City and Liverpool again now, isn't it? And that gap is becoming even bigger. And again, it's probably a great analogy, the best shit team, because they had a great team, but
they lose a lot of football matches.
The door's open for someone else to sneak into that top 4 if they put a run of games together.
Leicester.
If West Ham keep on playing good form, I don't think West Ham are probably quite good enough to do it, but Leicester could do it. That's why you'd be gutted if you're an Everton fan at the minute, because the amount of money they've spent, they should be challenging for that. But
that's the thing. It only takes a couple of results, and you're right back in there. But that's the thing about that. We've got the Around the League podcast coming up later on today on the redmentv.com, and it's a really interesting discussion because we're saying West Ham won't, but is Manuel Pellegrini a better manager than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, he's won the Premier League, hasn't he? And I think there's a really interesting story developing this season because. Is Brendan Rodgers a better manager than Frank Lampard?
Yeah. 100%.
Might be. So you're getting this thing where you've got these teams who've probably got better players in Chelsea and Man United, and then you've got your West Hams and your Leicesters, etc., who probably haven't got the all-round quality, but they've got better coaches.
I'd argue that Leicester have got a better squad than United.
Tottenham have got a great team and a great manager, and even they're shite.
Yeah, exactly.
Arsenal nearly fucked it up yesterday.
Yeah.
They equalised to make it the score was coming up, then they equalised to make it 1-1 and then conceded again straight away.
I think what are these players though? It's almost as if maybe I've got my head too far up Jürgen's arse, but it's almost as if players are kind of getting the team talks from whether it's you're in the Arsenal changing room or Spurs, and then they're just seeing Liverpool every week and City every week and thinking it's fucking pointless anyway. It's pointless because we are just so far ahead at the moment.
You think you go back to 2 months ago and everyone's like, Liverpool haven't signed a player and blah 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 blah. I think the gap's going to be bigger than 25 points by the end of this season. It is actually going to be bigger than it was, and we won't have signed a player.
Well, obviously Man City won 8-0. I don't want to dwell on that in any way, shape or form.
Goal difference, boys, are going to love that.
But that's the other thing. Sorry, as well. how great this Liverpool team is, because I was a bit disheartened seeing that. You know, God knows what the players must have been thinking, and yet they still turn up at Stamford Bridge and still give it.
I think of the disheartening thing for Man City though. They've gone there. Me and Tom said this. You can't win by more goals than 8-0 in the Premier League. I mean, you can, but you can't. You're never going to do better than that. And then they sit back, all made up with themselves, and then Liverpool just beat Chelsea, and you're like, okay. And then that game's done. You don't get to revel in that. You don't get to celebrate that. You've now got to go and win your next game. And realistically, you've got to win. You've just got to keep winning. And Liverpool have got to drop points in 2 matches now for them to get back on top of the league. So, yeah, really good stuff. Everton lost to Sheffield United, the most ebb thing ever. Arsenal came back and beat Villa 3-2. West Ham beat United 2-0. The top 6 as it stands: Liverpool, City, Leicester, Arsenal, West Ham, Bournemouth. And it comes back to those questions. Brendan Rodgers, Manuel Pellegrini and Eddie Howe are currently sitting above the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Frank Lampard.
And Pochettino.
And Pochettino, who is a good manager. But yeah, interesting discussion points. Do go over to redmentv.com and sign up and get the Around the League podcast. And the Man of the Match podcast. We've got more discussion around this game. That is there as well. Gents, that's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching, for liking, for sharing and for subscribing. As I say, go over to the redmentv.com to get more. We shall see you there.